I'm not going to hurt you. Here's the phone.
Hello, Sheriff's Office.
Yes, ma'am. I need a deputy to come out to in a home over here, and she hasn't been heard of in almost 48 hours, and we're trying to get in the house. We just spoke to a neighbor over here, and they said they just saw her boyfriend walk up and down the street about 30 minutes ago, and we're just concerned about her well-being.
And this is where she lives?
This is where her boyfriend lives. Yes.
And your sister-in-law is in a home?
Well, yes, ma'am. It's a residential house right here, and this is her boyfriend. And like I said, she's an esthetician at a spa. She has several clients today. Didn't call in. Nobody talked to her yesterday or today. She's not returning any phone calls, texts, anything. It's just been, radio silence for almost 48 hours.
Okay. So is this where she lives, the window?
No, ma'am. This is just the boyfriend's house.
So she lives in a residential home. She hasn't been seen or heard from in 2 days. So you came to the boyfriend's house?
Yes, ma'am. Now, when you say resident, like she's not in like a facility or anything. I mean, she's got. I understand what you mean by residential home.
She told me now she lives in Destin.
Yes, ma'am. Vickie lives in Destin, and she's over here visiting her boyfriend. She's been here for the last couple days, I believe. Her vehicle's out here. Her dog's inside barking. I'm Vickie, yes. Okay. Well, I'm on the phone with the police right now. The dog's in there. That's her car. And the neighbor here said they just saw the man out with the dog walking about 30 minutes ago, and he won't answer the door. So, you need any other information from me?
Yeah, I need lots. Hold on just a minute. I'm nowhere near through. Give me just a minute.
Okay.
On the evening of August 7, 2020, at around 7:42 p.m., the Santa Rosa County Patrol deputies received a distressing call for a wellness check. En route to the location, dispatch relayed a troubling message. Vickie Edge's family members were already at the scene, anxiously searching for her. 2 days had passed without any word from Vickie, who was in town visiting her boyfriend Jerry Odum at his residence. As the deputies arrived at the scene, they encountered Vickie's sister-in-law, who revealed that Vickie had been expected to spend time with her boyfriend but had mysteriously ceased all communication for those 2 days, a stark deviation from her usual behavior. In the driveway, they noticed a conspicuous red Pontiac sedan missing a license plate. Approaching Jerry's residence, they knocked on the front door, but there was no response. Moments later, the garage door slowly creaked open, revealing Jerry's presence. The deputies wasted no time in questioning him about Vickie's whereabouts. Jerry's response sent a chilling shiver down their spines. "She's inside, but I have to tell you something first. She's been dead for 2 days." Baffled and alarmed, the deputies pressed Jerry for details about how Vickie had met her demise, but he cryptically replied, "I'd rather not say without a lawyer." Perplexed by Jerry's inaction in reporting her death earlier, they asked him why he had waited. Jerry's response was equally puzzling. "I was building up the nerve to call about something like this." Without hesitation, Jerry was apprehended and informed of his Miranda rights. He understood his rights and opted to remain silent until he could consult with a lawyer. The deputies sought permission to enter the house, to which Jerry agreed, but warned them about an aggressive dog inside. With Jerry secured in the back of a patrol car, deputies cautiously entered the residence, conducting a thorough search. Inside, they made the grim discovery of Vickie's lifeless body. While waiting in the patrol car, Jerry expressed his willingness to speak with the deputies, but he insisted on doing so away from the scene. The deputies promptly notified the Major Crime Unit, and Jerry was transported back to the jail, where he was placed in an interview room for further questioning. Interrogation Files presents The Brutal Confession of Jerry Odum.
Take left that first door right there. Take them cuffs off of you. Just open your hands up like that.
Jerry, my name is Jason Yoder. I'm a detective with the sheriff's office. How are you doing today?
Well, not too good, sir.
Not too good? Okay. The deputy, my understanding, read you your Miranda rights, is that correct?
Yes, sir, he did.
Do you know and understand those rights?
Yes.
With those rights being in mind, do you wish to speak with me?
Yes, I'd be willing to talk.
Okay. Okay. Mr. Jerry, is that what you go by? You go by Jerry?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, tell me a little bit about what happened. What happened today?
Well, it was basically yesterday is when it happened, and she was getting ready to leave.
Now, when you say she, you're talking about
my girlfriend,
Miss Vickie.
Vickie.
Okay.
Yes, Miss Vickie. She was getting ready to leave, and I guess this all started a long time ago. I got divorced about a year ago, and I had $50,000 in the bank, and I had my truck, and I haven't paid my taxes in about 16 years, so I guess basically I was going broke, you know. So
Okay.
And we started dating each other, and it was at the beginning of May, and you know, she started talking about getting married, and you know, one thing led to another, and she was talking about wanting to get a house, and I was just agreeing to it, even though I didn't have the money to do it realistically.
Yes, sir.
And new cars and that sort, and I guess I didn't know how to get out of it, and then that's what precipitated what happened yesterday.
Okay.
She was getting ready to leave, and I told her that I had another surprise for her, and she put this blanket over her head, and I had a baseball bat, and I hit her with it.
Okay.
And then a couple of times, and then she said, you know, why are you doing this? And I guess it was all precipitated with all this. You know, I didn't have the money to pay for it. I guess I had no way to get out of it. I didn't know what else to do, you know. And so she started to scream, and I put a chokehold on her until she went to the ground. And
okay.
Then I choked her after that.
Okay. So you guys, y'all been dating since
about 3 months.
Since May. For 3-4 months, somewhere in that time frame.
Mm-hmm.
She wanted to get married,
Mm-hmm.
get a house.
Yes.
Just, you know, what married couples do.
Uh-huh.
And you knew that you couldn't afford that.
I knew basically I couldn't afford it. I was just kind of going along with the ride. I thought maybe it would end beforehand, but I kept getting deeper and deeper into the relationship, and I didn't know how to get out of it.
Okay.
So.
Okay. You know about what time that was yesterday when all that went on?
About 10:30 in the morning.
Okay. I'm gonna take a few notes because
Okay.
I forget what we talked about. Now you said she was getting ready to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Where was she going?
To work. She owns a hair and nail salon, I think, or something like that, or where she does facials. No, facials and massages.
Okay, I got you. I got you.
In Destin.
Okay. So this happened Thursday morning.
Thursday morning.
Okay.
Yesterday morning.
Had you thought about this before?
I guess I did. I thought maybe this might be an end result, you know, because, right. I mean, I went down and I bought the baseball bat, so, from Walmart.
Okay.
Sometime back. I just, like I say, I was just getting deeper and deeper in a hole, and I didn't know how to get out of it.
Right.
And one thing led to another.
Okay. Which Walmart did you go to buy the bat?
The one at Milton.
Okay. You remember when you bought that bat?
I don't know, maybe a week before.
Okay. So last week sometime maybe.
Yeah.
I got you. Had you been thinking about doing this since then, since last week or before that?
It kind of crossed my mind, I guess. Yes, sir.
Okay. Tell me about yesterday morning whenever you woke up, whenever you and her.
Well, we woke up, she was getting ready, and I didn't know what I was going to do, basically. I had, she'd been making plans to, for a wedding and all that, to have a wedding planner, and I gave her a check for $15,000, of course, which I didn't have to cover, and, and I guess that's what led into this too. I didn't know what else to do. I probably got about $2,000 in the bank.
Right. Okay. When did you give her the check? Was that yesterday?
I gave it to her Wednesday.
Okay. How long had she been staying at your house? How many days?
Well,
had she been there?
she contracted COVID back at the first of maybe before the end of June. We went out on my birthday on June 23rd, and we were around a bunch of people in Destin that didn't have any masks.
Right.
And we went on a boat, and then within about 3 or 4 days, she was sick, and she stayed with me for about 2.5 weeks after that.
Okay, so she'd been staying at your house for a while.
For a while, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and she. Fortunately, I didn't get it. I took a test and I tested negative.
Okay. So y'all woke up that morning and you were thinking about this.
I guess I was thinking about it, how I was going to get out of this, what was I going to do.
Right.
Yeah, and because I'd already given her the check, so I didn't know what else to do.
Okay.
Which was, of course, the wrong thing to think of. I've never done anything like this in my life.
Yes, sir. Now, whenever you bought the bat from Walmart, was that your intention on using that bat against her?
I don't know at the time. I was thinking maybe yes, maybe no. I don't know.
Sure.
I
got you. Okay, so
I had guns in the house, but I didn't want to go that route.
Why not?
I don't know. I guess the noise of the neighborhood and
Sure.
And the mess. I don't know. I didn't want to. It's like after it was all over, I felt bad about it, and I covered her up about what I'd done.
Sure. You're a human being.
Yeah.
Human beings have feelings.
Yeah. I never thought at 61 I'd be here today like this.
Yes, sir. So y'all get up that morning.
Kind of eat breakfast.
Okay.
She cooks breakfast, and she gets ready to go.
Okay.
And she starts loading stuff in her car.
Okay.
And that's when everything occurred. And after it happened, I just took the dog around. I rode him around for a while, and then I came back and I left him, and then I went and got a motel in Crestview.
Okay.
Just stayed there last night.
You remember what name of the motel was?
It was not Marriott, but that one that's right behind the Mexican restaurant off to the right. It's I can't recall the name of it.
Okay. But it's behind a Mexican restaurant, you said?
Yeah.
Is it by the interstate?
As soon as you get off the interstate, you make a left. I just couldn't bring myself to stay there with a body.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I knew I was going to have to say something to somebody.
Sure.
But of course, when her brother came by the door, you know, then I called the police. He'd already called y'all.
Yes, sir.
And that led to this. And,
okay.
You know, I was just trying to make my mind up when I was going to call.
Okay. I understand completely. Y'all got up, ate breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
She was going about her daily routine, getting her stuff loaded up in her truck.
Back up. Getting dressed, getting ready to go.
Okay. Then walk me through from that point in detail as much as you can.
Well, from that point, you know, and she was getting ready to go, and then I told her I had her another surprise, and she put the cover over her head, and I hit her in the back of the head with a baseball bat.
Okay, so she put a cover over her head.
Yeah, and so she came up. She was like, "Why are you doing this?" And I struck her a few more times, and then she began to scream. And after that, I started choking her until we went to the ground, and I finished choking her.
Okay. How many times you think you hit her with the bat?
Several, 4 or 5 times.
4 or 5 times.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But she was still alive after those strikes with the bat?
Yes, I think so, yes.
How'd you grab her whenever you choked her to the ground?
I grabbed her from behind over her naked choke. I trained martial arts. I knew what to do.
Yes, sir.
And then when she was on the ground, then I used my hands, and then after that, I used the bat to choke her.
Okay. So you first start out with your hands. Show me how you did. Okay.
And then I used the bat.
Okay. So she laying?
She was laying flat on the floor, prone on the floor.
Was she laying face up or face down?
Face up.
Face up. Okay. Was she saying anything at that point at all to you?
No.
Okay.
No. Just kind of gurgling.
Okay. Where's that bat at now?
It's at the house. Could I have some water, officer?
Absolutely. Yes, sir. Sorry, will you get in some water if you don't mind, please?
Yeah, it's as they go in the house, there's a bag of my martial arts weapons on there. I didn't use anything like that, but it's behind the door where I had a .22 rifle, and the bat's right next to it.
Just behind the door?
You're behind the door.
Okay. Is that the front door? Or?
Well, as soon as you go into the house, you would make a left from the living room, and it would be the back bedroom, all the way to the left.
I got you.
And it would be behind the door. It was a metal bat.
Okay.
Kind of like a kid's bat.
Okay. Okay, now after that event happened, then what'd you do?
After that, I had some blood on me, and I washed it off, and I threw it in the washing machine in the dryer. And then, I threw it in the washing machine first, and then I took the dog out for a ride.
Okay.
Because I didn't know what to do then.
Yes, sir.
And then when I came back, I threw him in the dryer, and I left the dog there, and then that's when I went to Crestview.
Okay.
In the afternoon.
Okay. You remember what time you left to go to the hotel?
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock. Okay. You know where those clothes are now that you washed and put in the dryer?
They're in the dryer.
They're in the dryer now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What were they? Did you?
It was a pair of shorts and I don't remember what shirt. I don't know. I kind of blanked out, but I had my red shoes on, and I noticed they had blood stains on them, so I set them up on top of the living room table.
Okay. Are they still there?
They're still
red
there.
shoes? Okay. You remember what color shorts you had on or shirt?
They were kind of grayish with all the black stripes.
Okay. What about your shirt? You remember what color it was?
I don't remember what it was.
But that shirt should still be in a dryer?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so you drove to Crestview, stayed in the hotel. Did you go out anywhere in Crestview? Did you do anything?
I went to the Mexican restaurant down the hill, the La Bombas, I think that's what it's called, or something like that. Yeah, you know what we're talking about.
I think so. I'm not real familiar with Crestview.
I went there and I ate. And
okay.
I came and I watched TV and I went to sleep.
Okay.
And I got up in the morning. I showered and I came back to check on her. I don't know. I just like I felt so bad about what happened and what I did.
Yes, sir.
And I took the dog out. And I just went around visiting neighborhood friends all day. Yep. I didn't know what else to do. I kept saying to myself, by noon I'm gonna call y'all, and by 5, and it just got later and later. And then her brother came and knocked at the door, and I never met him, but
yes, sir.
I mean, I knew about him because she told me about him.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't want to go to the door. I didn't know if the guy had a gun. I mean,
sure.
I mean, I had one too, but I didn't want to shoot the guy. I mean,
right. Yeah.
I mean,
you won't get in a shootout with a brother. I understand.
No, I didn't. I'm already in enough of a mess. So
sure.
And he was banging on the house and all the doors and all that. So that's when I dialed 911.
Okay.
I guess he looked up where I lived on Facebook or something. I don't know. Or maybe she had told him before.
Right.
Okay. One of my brothers was a criminal lawyer, and he'd be telling me now not to say a thing to you. But he passed away 2 years ago. But, I feel in the long run it's best to get things off your chest.
Yes, sir. I feel the same way.
Like I said, I never thought at 61 I'd be sitting here. It'd be the end of the road of my life, but here I am.
Yes,
I didn't expect it when the relationship started, and it was just like a snowball going downhill.
Right. Okay. Did you guys have any, obviously the financial problem, but did y'all have any kind of other problems with each other? With you ever arguments?
It seemed to get along pretty good. She just kept pushing this marriage thing, and I kept going along with it. I don't know. I mean, I was in love with her, but I didn't want to say no. And then, then one time she wanted me to go down to look at a ring, and I thought, well, maybe I'm like $1,000 or $2,000 ring, and she picks out this $14,000 ring, and I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't have the money to get it.
That's an expensive ring.
Yeah, it was an expensive ring. And then she wanted to get a house on the lake for $265,000 and get it fixed and pay for a wedding planner and get new cars. I did have a lot of money at one time. I was a millionaire at one time, but I lost it. I made some bad real estate deals. I owned a repair shop, and I owned a Chevron, and they went bankrupt. So.
Oh my goodness.
So I mean, I've had everything and then lost it all. So.
Do you have any idea of, and you know, I know you told me that you don't want to go through the wedding and thing, but do you have any idea of how you came to that decision to do that?
Well,
Sorry, guys, I had to go ransack the whole building to get something.
oh, okay.
Sure.
Sorry.
Thanks, sir.
Okay. Well, she started talking about it, and I started agreeing to it, and then she said we could use one of her friends' backyards that she had a house on Mary Esther, which was a nice house, like $1 million house. And she said, well, you know, she started calling up people. It'd be like $50 a head, and you know, for 50 people supposedly, and then they'll open a liquor bar and all this, and so she said probably $15,000 would cover it. And I wrote her a check, like I said, I didn't have.
Gotcha.
I tore it up, like I said, I threw it in the garbage. I mean, the commode, I flushed it in the commode.
A check?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I don't want to keep beating you up with this, but I just want to get as many details as I can.
Okay.
So I may repeat myself 3 or 4 times because I don't really remember sometimes what I talked to you about.
Okay.
I'm getting a little up in age myself. So you said you hit her 4 or 5 times.
Probably.
Okay. Now, which way was she facing whenever you hit her?
Well, she was facing sometimes toward me and then to the back of me. I guess she was kind of moving around, trying to get her head out of the way, I guess.
Okay.
And then she started screaming, and I knew that there were neighbors out there, and I didn't want them to hear her screaming. And then that's when I started to choke her.
Okay, but was she still standing up when you started to choke her?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then you guys fell to the floor.
Fell to the floor.
And then she was laying on her back,
mm-hmm.
facing upward.
Facing
okay.
upward.
Then you choked her on
with my hands.
Okay. Then
I used the bat.
Okay. Did after that happened, did you clean anything up at the house, or was it like it was?
No, I didn't clean anything up.
You didn't mop or wipe anything down?
I just wiped myself off, and that was it. And
okay.
I covered her up.
Okay.
I didn't clean up anything.
I got you. What'd you wipe yourself off with?
A rag, a brown rag.
Is that rag still in the house?
It's in the house.
You know about where the house was? It's in the
Yeah,
dryer?
it's in the dryer.
Is there anything else in the dryer other than those
well, there were some other clothes in there, but all the other blood stains that were there, you know, blood that was coming from her head, or wherever else maybe I struck her, that I didn't try to remove any of it.
Okay. After she was struck in the head, did she say anything, or?
No.
Okay.
No, she wasn't really struggling anymore.
Okay. But she put a cover over her head herself.
Right.
You didn't do that. She did that.
But she did that.
Why would she do that?
Well, because I told her I had a surprise for her.
Okay.
So
she just kind of covered up.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I struck her with a bat, and she took it off, and she said, "Why are you doing this?" And then we started to. I started to hit her again.
Okay. Are you right or left-handed?
Right-handed.
Okay. Did you swing the bat like a right-handed person would?
Well, no, I'm ambidextrous. I swing with my left side.
Okay. Okay. So you hit a baseball left-handed?
Yeah.
Is that right? Okay. So after that happened, you didn't move her at all, or?
No, she was just laying there, and she wasn't moving. So I just covered her up.
Okay. What did you cover up with?
That cover, one of those covers, and I got another cover, and I covered her up.
Okay, so she took the one cover off?
Mm-hmm.
Is that something you covered her up with as
That
well?
was one of them.
Okay. I know you told me earlier that you've been thinking about this for a little while. Was there any other method that you thought of other than the bat?
Well, like I said, I had guns. I thought about that, but I mean, I didn't want to really do that. I mean, I thought about choking her. I didn't know. Like I say, it was all just like a snowball going downhill the hill.
Sure.
I didn't know how to get out of it. I mean,
I got you. I understand.
when I sit there and admit to her that I'm broke and I have no, it's going to be the end of the relationship. I guess some way for it to end.
So after that, you cleaned up, took the dog out for a ride, and then went to Crestview.
And went to Crestview. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Where was the dog at when this was going on?
He was just hanging around the floor. He wasn't really doing anything.
He didn't really.
He just kind of running around. No, he wasn't. It was her dog. I mean,
sure.
He wasn't. The dog knew me, liked me, so he wasn't trying to bite me or anything like that. I mean, but he doesn't like a lot of people. He wasn't trying to be protected at all.
I got you. Her vehicle, is that her red car?
That's her red car.
Okay. Do you know what happened to the license plate on it?
It's in the back of the trunk. I took it off and I bent it and I put it in the back.
Okay. You took it off the car, bent it, and put it in the back?
Mm-hmm. The trunk.
You know where her keys are?
They're up on the counter by the sink, or they may be in my truck.
Why did you do that?
I don't know. I just didn't want anybody to come out and see it. Then, like I said, I just wasn't ready to tell the. I knew I was going to have to tell what had happened, but I just didn't want to do it right then.
Just wasn't ready to do it. Okay,
no,
I got you. That makes sense.
I didn't want to. That's why I left. I didn't want to. I felt so bad about it. I didn't want to stay there with the body. I mean, I just.
When did you take her license plate off? Was that when you took the dog out, or?
It was sometime afterwards it happened.
Okay.
I don't know exactly when. Sometime after it happened.
Did you tell anyone, any of your neighbors or anything about this incident?
No, I just went on like everything was normal.
Did you tell anybody in Crestview about it at all?
No, they knew she was staying there. I just told them she was sick. And that they knew that she had COVID and she wasn't feeling well. So they asked me why she wasn't out and about and all that. And I just said she was sick. So.
Now, when you left, you covered her up and you left. Did you know she was deceased at that point? After you covered her up and left?
Yes.
Okay.
I tried to see if I could feel a pulse. I didn't feel one.
Okay. So your shorts, your shirt, and your excuse me, your shorts, your shirt, and the
The red shoes.
The rag is in the dryer.
Mm-hmm.
The red shoes are on the living room table.
They're on the glass top table.
Okay. And the bat is behind the door.
Behind the door, next to the black 22 rifle.
Okay. Did you clean the bat up at all, or was it like it was?
I didn't clean it. You know, I think besides blood on the floor, there was blood on one of the reclining chairs over there.
Did you wipe it down at all with the chair?
No.
Okay. So you didn't clean anything. You just left it however it was. That's how you left it.
The way it was.
Mr. Jerry, I know there's probably 100 questions I haven't asked you that I need to. I'm sitting there racking my brain trying to think.
Like I say, we met online on the Facebook dating app. That's how we met.
Okay.
And we started talking, and I told her to look me up on Facebook, and she did. And so we started talking on the phone, and then we made plans to go out on a date. We've been dating since I think the middle of May.
Okay.
Up till this time now. So I mean, I guess as you get older, you think about getting married quicker. I don't know.
You know when the last day she went to work was?
Last day she went to work. Today was Thursday, Wednesday. She had to, Monday she had to have another negative COVID test, so I had to take her down for that.
Okay.
And Tuesday she had to have a colonoscopy. And so Wednesday she wasn't feeling good, so she kind of slept. So I guess, when did I see her? I think Saturday, last Saturday.
Saturday?
Last Saturday.
When you were taking her to her appointments, was you thinking about doing that then?
No.
The Monday and the Tuesday going to the doctor's office or anything like that?
No, not really. I just was worried about her. I mean, I was thinking about what if I just told her, like, hey, I'm broke and all that, you know. But I was knee deep into telling her I was going to spend $500,000. I didn't know what else to do.
Right.
And that would have been it. I guess she would have said that's it, you know. I mean, I don't know if she was looking at me for what I had or I didn't have. I don't know. I don't know. It just, you know, it almost got to a point where, you know, I kept saying if I had money, you know, she was happier. If I had this, you know, and I did do a lot of things for her. You know, I took her out to dinner a lot and flowers. Like Sunday, we went out to Jocko's and with my friend Hugh, and we had food and drinks. It was $113, you know, plus a tip.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I did do a lot of good things for her.
Good people make bad decisions too, Jerry. It's not only bad people that make bad decisions. Good people do it too.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of anything else I need to ask you. You think of anything that I'm missing that I haven't asked you about, or you wanted to tell me? Something that might be important for us to know?
I don't know. I mean, I guess you want to know about these events. I mean, I was going to wait and talk to a lawyer, but it doesn't matter now. I'm 61 years old. I mean, you know, I might as well just tell the truth, you know.
Yes, sir. It was, Do you have a cell phone?
Yeah, it was up there on the counter.
It's on the counter.
It was with my wallet and stuff.
Okay.
The officer that arrested me, they took it.
Okay. Oh, the officer took your phone too?
Yeah, they got my phone and my
Okay.
wallet.
Is that phone locked? Does it have a code to it?
2235.
What about hers? Do you know where her phone is?
Well, I smashed it and put it in some water because it started smoking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where was that at? Was that at home?
It's in the driveway. There's my landlord's Mercedes. There's a red bucket in front of it, and it's in some water there.
It's in your driveway?
Yeah, well, it's inside in the driveway. And when I mean not the driveway, where he's got his Mercedes parked, and it's in front of the Mercedes. It's a red bucket.
Okay. Why did you do that?
I guess I didn't want her friends calling. I didn't know. I didn't want to answer. I didn't know what to say to them. I mean,
yes, sir.
What was I going to say? I mean, look what I just did. I mean,
Do you have any other electronic devices in there? I mean, is there something that you looked up on any of your devices, like
how to do this? No, nothing like that.
That's where I was getting at.
I've got a laptop. It's an old one. I've never got it. I got it from my ex-wife, and I never had it cleaned out. It's not even functional.
Okay. Have you ever talked on? I mean, I don't know how big of a social media guy you are. Have you ever talked on social media about
this sort of thing? No.
Yes, sir.
No, I kept it all to myself. Like I say, I didn't say anything to the neighbors because I didn't know what to say to them. I mean,
yes, sir.
I just got back from my neighbor's house over there, and his dad had brought back a pizza. I sat and ate pizza with him. But it's like I wanted to tell him, but I couldn't. Like I say, I knew I was going to tell somebody. I mean, I didn't want it to be there and all this to happen the way it did, but
yes, sir.
Million things running through your mind, huh?
Yeah. I just, I didn't. My neighbors all know me as a nice guy. I mean, they don't know me as this person now. I mean, they tomorrow morning they're going to wake up and they're going to say they don't know this guy, because it's not me. But, like I say, I had money and I didn't, and next thing you're broke. And
yes, sir.
I didn't know where it was going to lead me. The only other thing I own is that truck.
The one that's in the driveway?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's it.
Do you have any kids or any other family?
I have a brother in Birmingham who's a dentist.
Okay. So, you got any questions?
You might have asked it when I was out. I know you said you went to Walmart last week. Can you think what day you think you might have went up there? Doesn't have to be exact time or anything like that, but just kind of a general, is it middle of the week?
It may have been the last week, middle of the week, something like that. It was over
about what time?
Baseball. It was probably in the morning, 10, 11 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
Did you see anybody over there that you knew in Walmart? You talked to anybody?
No, I didn't see anybody I know.
Okay. Do you remember which registry you went to?
It was one of those that they have that are a checkout. I don't know, maybe 8 or 9, somewhere in there.
Was it one of those self-checkout things?
No, it wasn't a self-checkout.
You went to a person?
Yeah, a person
Okay.
that checked me out.
Anything else you can think of you want to let me tell me about?
I wish I could go back.
Yes, sir. I understand completely. I understand completely.
But you can't undo it.
Well, you're doing the right thing.
I'm sorry for the family.
Anything else?
No, sir.
Miss Jerry, you probably know we got a lot of work to do, so we're gonna get out here and get to work.
Okay.
They have my numbers in here. If you get back there and if there's something else you want to talk to me about, you just tell them you want to talk to that detective again, and I will be.
Tell me your first name again.
Jason.
Jason.
Yoder. Yes, sir. I'm the only one here, so they'll know who you're talking about. Just a good-looking, bald-headed guy. They'll know who you're talking about. Well, Mr. Jerry, I appreciate you coming in and talking with me and being as honest with me as you can. I really appreciate that.
I can think of anything else, I'll let you know.
Yes, sir. I'd appreciate it.
Okay.
Okay. Mr. Jerry,
Thanks, sir.
best of luck to you, sir.
Alright, we're gonna go right across here.
All right, I'll meet you at the car.
Okay.
As the detectives concluded their conversation with Jerry, a chilling motive emerged from the depths of darkness. In a desperate and sinister turn of events, Jerry found himself trapped in a financial quagmire, unable to bear the burden of funding their impending wedding. Tragically, rather than seeking a way out through communication or ending the relationship, he resorted to an unthinkable act, brutally murdering Vickie Edge. This heinous crime left no room for ambiguity. Jerry Geisler Odum faced the weight of justice head-on. He was formally indicted on a charge of first-degree murder, a testament to the premeditated nature of his actions. Subsequently, in a solemn moment of reckoning, Jerry Odum pleaded guilty to the crime of first-degree premeditated murder. The gavel fell, and with it came a sentence as severe as the darkness that had consumed that fateful night. Jerry was condemned to spend the rest of his life behind bars. In the realm of true crime, this case serves as a stark reminder of the sinister depths that desperation can lead one to. It compels us to reflect on the importance of seeking peaceful resolutions to life's challenges rather than succumbing to the darkest impulses that can shatter lives forever.